They last met in Prague for the Czech Darts Open on the European stage. It was a fairly comfortable win for the man throwing his dart in practice there, Rob Cross. But the surprise package this week has been Madars Razma, just having a little equipment change there. But when you run through the players he's beaten this week, Chris Dobie, the most informed player, #1 seed, Dave Chisnell. Joe Cullen was extremely disappointed in defeat, and Ryan Searle looked pretty sick as a chip afterwards. But because Madars Razma is a tough nut to crack, he's awkward to play, and I think Rob Cross will know exactly that. But if Rob Cross was offered Madars Razma at the beginning of this tournament in the semi-final for a chance to play the world champion Luke Humphries, I think he'd have taken that. But what he mustn't do is look by that. Rob Cross looking very fresh, my co-commentator Dan Dawson said when he arrived. And once again, Madars Razma is still engaging with the crowd, giving his flights away. I think you need to do that at the end, Madars. Dan, you'd have to fancy Rob Cross, but I said that when he played Dobie, Chisnell, Cullen and Searle.
4 members of the top 20 have been knocked out by Madars Razma. He only needs to beat 2 more, and he picks up a first ever PDC title. And of course, a first on the European Tour. Might be a bit odd thinking somebody's winning their first title on the big stage of the Euro Tour. We've seen it happen quite a lot. Martin Schindler has done it this year. Ricardo Pietreczko did it at the back end of last year. Max Hopp himself, the first German ever to win a senior PDC title, won it on the Euro Tour first before backing it up by winning a floor event. And do you know who beat in that final, in the floor? It was Madars Razma. That was his first appearance
57
in a PDC final. He's been to 3 of them. He's lost every single one. Floor events in 2018, 2020 and 2022. Is it another 2-year wait for a final?
85.
Could he end his long wait for a PDC title? This is not easy. As you say, Rob Cross beat him in Prague on the Euro Tour last year, but the only other time he's been to the semis of a Euro Tour was in Trier a couple of years ago.
98.
He beat Rob Cross along the way, Madars Razma. Beat him in the quarterfinals. Madars just reattaching a flight there.
He must be on his 4th set of darts already in this one. Yeah, Madars will be absolutely delighted with the week, Scott. I suppose when you look at that draw on Thursday when it comes out, you can't even look past your first game against Chris Dobie. But he's proved everybody wrong, and you can clearly see behind that he's enjoying himself. Already engaging with the crowd as Rob Cross is throwing his darts.
96.
Well, Rob Cross has been excellent this weekend. He's been excellent all year. He's been excellent for a long, long while.
40.
Only the 1 European Tour title to his name. He's reached 9 finals. There aren't many players who've reached more finals than Rob Cross on the Euro Tour. Luke Humphries, it's only his 12th
40.
appearance in a Euro Tour final. Thing is, he wins most of his finals. And Rob Cross has lost nearly all of his.
Must admit, Luke Humphries, I thought, can anyone even get close to him? But Luke Humphries was well below par in that
96.
semi-final victory. And I just wonder if one of these 2 players just had one eye on that game, and maybe Humphries is there for the taking. Who knows? But you can't imagine right now Luke Humphries putting in 2 below performances.
Madars, you acquire 140.
We thought that about Michael van Gerwen, and he did, and he's gone home. 140 is not going to go. Can he leave himself tops? No, he can't.
60. Rob, you acquire 114.
Could be Shanghai on the 19s. Looks like he's looking upstairs. Treble 18.
Is there an argument for staying on the 20s?
Well, the lesser spotted treble, double 17 even, maybe was the reason why.
Madars, you acquire 80.
Straight with the first dart.
Nice and straight, Madars, he said.
40.
Messi.
Rob, you acquire 61.
Allowing Rob Cross to hold his throw in 7 visits to the board here, potentially. 25 he wants, and gets double 18.
Game from the
It's
first
nicely
leg.
done in the end, but it's not the electrifying start we've seen from Rob Cross to some of his games.
They said it was a below par, disappointing first semi-final. Both players left the stage
57.
slightly disappointed. Danny Noppert maybe just a little bit more. It's a disappointing start here, but Cross is one of those types of player. I don't think he's obsessed with the numbers like a lot of the players are. Just about winning, having that
64.
opportunity to play Luke in the final.
Yeah, again, seen that story before, haven't we? 3 Euro Tour finals have been contested between Rob Cross and Luke Humphries. Humphries has won a couple of them, but Rob did beat him in Sindelfingen in that big game that decided who went to the World Cup alongside Michael Smith last year.
58.
So far this year, final in Belgium, where he was only beaten by an excellent Luke Littler in a tight game. He probably should have beaten Gary Anderson in the semi-finals in Sindelfingen, and who knows what would have happened in the final there against Ross Smith. He has been really good on the Euro Tour this year, Rob Cross.
It's sort of diminished, isn't it, a little bit, the fact that, you know, he's sat second bottom and not having a great Premier League campaign. They're actually away from the Premier League. He's doing absolutely fine. I'm getting dizzy here.
First maximum of this semi-final, and it goes to Bobby Cross.
133. Rob, you require 164.
Oh, where's he going? 20s, 18s. It's the 18s first, doesn't work out.
56.
The year he won that World Championship, Danny seemed to be the one who started that route of going treble 18 first, treble 19 first.
70. Rob, you require 108.
Madars using the bullseye there to get down to that 90. Cross, 57 and 32 with the next 2 darts. Not going to happen. Now, Madars used the bullseye there twice to try and make sure he at least gets one at the bullseye for the leg. And he doesn't do it because he misses the big 20 for the second time in this match.
Rob, you require 16.
Such a big target, something to aim for. Frustration's immense. And hurt even more now. And without being spectacular, Rob Cross leads 2-0.
Third leg, up to throw first.
Criminal errors from Madars Razma. To do it once is careless. To do it twice in the first 2 legs of the semi-final, you are asking for trouble.
93.
Penny for your thoughts, Ryan Searle right now. This is the aspect when I talk about he's tricky to play. I think I've used that term. He's like a real difficult southpaw in boxing because he is different, he is unique. He does things a little bit different to the norm. He hammers the treble 19 with his first dart so many times. I mean, how many players, Dan, have reached a semi-final of a European tour with only 2 180s in the whole of the campaign?
58.
Yeah, a whole load of 171s. Looking for one there.
56.
Chizzy was pretty honest when he come up. He just said every time I looked up, Glenn, the treble 19 was being smashed to pieces. And this time, it's Rob Cross doing that.
It's eluding him at the minute, that 57, Madars Razma.
58.
Everything's eluding him at the minute. 2.5 legs in, he's averaging 72.
Do you think Luke Humphries is bothered who he plays? Because I get the sense he'd rather play across.
60.
Really?
Despite the fact that Madars is 72, I think he needs something else. I think he thrives when he's challenged as well. It's, like I said, I haven't seen anybody play anywhere near their best against Madars this week, including right now Rob Cross.
156.
What a first start. Follows it, double 18 for 3-0, 156. Bobby, taking charge of this one.
Cross. Fourth leg, Madars to throw first.
Did I say about Rob Cross not playing very well?
Tournament average 99.5.
133.
More than 45% on the doubles. That is his third ton plus finish of the weekend. That is the sort of stuff that does win you titles.
57.
Granted, world number one and world champion awaits a man who's been a thorn in his side. Been a thorn in everybody's side.
95.
A little better here for Madars.
$134.
Made the decision not to go at the Players' Championships this week, did Rob Cross?
133.
お父さんも
I think a lot of the Premier League players will be glad the campaign is over. Sort of alluded to and mentioned the sort of the travelling rigours of Nathan Aspinall and Luke Littler this week.
100. Madars, you require 140.
Michael van Gerwen not at his best when he needed to be.
Well, Rob Cross's run to the semis, just by getting this far, he's put himself
108.
provisionally keeping hold of his seeded position. He was about to drop way, way down
お母さんと
because there's money from a Euro Tour and
どう
Players' Championship win coming off from 12 months ago. So he's protected that position.
Madars, you require 32.
外出もほとんどしないし
If he wins the title, then he's got no worries for a long while.
Flag.
However, there is a semi-final to win first. A 13-darter from Madars Razma. Is this a signal to Rob Cross that he's not going to have things all his own way here?
And it might be just what Rob Cross needs as well. It just was all too easy, and maybe just the focus and the concentration from Cross has just
100.
been increased with that double 16 there for Madars.
How would you go about playing a player like Madars, a player who is incredibly methodical? It won't even be a consistent rhythm because it will be
毎晩だもん
stopped for big chunks of time while he prepares for certain visits. How would you go about dealing with that?
Well, if I said to you,
180.
as I pause for Rob's second 180, I mean, if you have a look at the head-to-heads and the highest ever averages against Madars, I think I could be top, because I used to love
77.
playing
彼女いる
people
の
like Madars. Where I struggled, believe it or not, was the quick plays. I even was on the hockey thinking, I have to speed up here because I'm ruining their game.
95.
I quite enjoyed playing the slow player, and I think I had a real big average against Madars. I enjoyed playing him. I don't think he ever beat me.
58.
Luckily, I didn't play him in the last 2 years of my career, but that's another point.
126.
エッジできるの
1-2-6 for Rob Cross, not needing to go on the 19s. Oh, lovely.
そりゃ
Double 18 again. The 1-2-6 to go with a 1-5-6, and look at that swagger from Rob Cross.
Sixth leg, Madars to throw
兄弟は
first.
別だろ
Game on.
That double 18.
男と女には
Every time he says, it just opens up for him. Sublime finishing.
兄弟は別
Well, he's getting better as this game goes on. It was a sluggish start from Voltage. But the last three legs have been good quality from these two.
93.
The last one, the best of the lot, 12-darter from Rob Cross. More than halfway to the 7 legs he needs to set up another head-to-head with Cool Hand Blue Countries. A repeat of the Grand Slam final, a repeat of the final from Sindelfingen last year, a 4th Euro Tour final between the pair of them.
34.
Cross not making the mistake that Dobie, Chisnell, Cullen and Searle did, because I think when you play Razma,
何がだよ
I think you're in with a really good chance, and we have talked about it is a different challenge when you're playing, but Rob Cross is just head and shoulders above him right now.
わけわかんね
96.
He's under it here, Madars Razma. He has battled. 3 of his 4 wins have come in last leg deciders.
93.
But from this position, he's really going to have to go some just to force a last leg decider.
97.
Number 19 to the saviour once again. Anticipate he'll be back downstairs in that bed again. First real lazy dart there from Cross.
60.
We mentioned about Rob Cross, and he's just made some tweaks to how he prepares for these days. And he is looking fresher.
126.
And it's days like this where it'll pay dividends if he is feeling fresh going into a 3rd and then 4th game of the day, knowing he has to be good. And that is good. Can't get any better. 180 number 3 in this match for Rob Cross.
But the doubles have been good for Madars this weekend. And to get back in this game, it simply has to go. Double 18 has been good for Rob Cross.
Game on the 6th leg. Madars Razma.
By that reaction there,
7th leg.
also good. Madars Razma, come on, he's saying to the crowd, get involved, help me.
$137.
部活で着てるやつで。
58.
Come on, cheer for me, he says. 58 scored. Oh, look at this.
お父さん。
121.
The screw could start to be turned by Rob Cross here.
He's taking his average over to the 96 markers. Rob Cross now,
58.
just turning that screw.
$43.
やだやだお父
Loose
さん。
visit, but it looks like one he can afford to
お
have.
父さんやめて。あの時だけだって言ったでしょ。
Definitely attacking the 20s more than the 19s. It seems a change of strategy in this match for Razma.
やだ。
Walking back, just looking at the crowd, looking around. It's not happening for him at the moment.
100.
Ross just doing a very professional job at the moment.
Here come the 19s, is it? Whoa, that's very unfortunate.
76.
He's got those flight protectors on the end, and that will stop them splaying, and it will stop you getting stuck in the end. But it is a bit of a bigger target to bounce off sometimes, isn't it? Well, how about this for 5-2? Double top.
80.
Yes, he does have a dislike for that tops, doesn't he? He just sends every time it's double 18, you know it's going to go.
Well, fair enough.
145.
145 to leave himself 70.
20.
It is a little tap on the shoulder for Rob Cross.
Who's to argue with the way he goes?
Games on the
That
7th
is
leg.
smack bang in the middle.
Rob Cross.
Very comfortable at the moment for Cross.
8th leg.
Taking care of
Madars
business here,
Razma.
Voltage.
Game on. $140.
Razma has to be happy with the way the weekend's gone. I just sensed when Danny Noppert left the stage, I think he sensed it was a missed opportunity. It's not often you play Luke Humphries, who has a 92 average, but I think Razma will go back, and like I say, he's really picked up his game this week, the past couple of weeks. At the time, he's been struggling for wins.
140.
Yeah, and look, it equals his best run on the Euro Tour. But again, with what we've seen from Martin Schindler, from Ricardo Pietrezco, players who have gone and won their first titles on these Euro Tour stages, and a genuine career-changing 30 grand in ranking money that opens the door to all sorts of things. Players like Madars Razma will be thinking, that can be me. But these chances don't come around very
98.
often. When they do, I need to make the most of it.
Yeah, that's when you wake up, or maybe a week's time, and you think, God, can I just go back to that game again? See, he's a fit lad, is Madars. You know, Can't be looking at fatigue, anything like that right now, but he hasn't been at this stage for a while.
123.
Maybe something like this finish will get him going. He needs a treble 18 if he does.
52.
Having much joy going for the bullseye on that
Robbie
occasion.
require
Only leads
89.
71, but this for another break and to put Rob Cross on the brink of victory. Second bullseye for voltage for 6-2.
Well, it took an age.
Madars require 71.
Just the 25 bed options here for Razma. The 17 through, so 54 left. Back to double 18.
Game from the 8th leg.
He has not missed a dart at double.
Razma.
And he goes to his little section of Razma Ultras. He's given him something to shout about.
Rob to throw first. Game on.
Taking chances is not a problem. Making chances is the issue for Madars because he's been comprehensively outscored in this game. There's only 3 legs where he's had a dart at double.
99.
Yeah, Cross has to just be careful here. I think the biggest opponent for Rob Cross right now is himself. He has to keep them concentration levels. Make sure you take plenty of liquid, Rob.
137.
Water's taking a hammering again. Why do I find that funny all the time, Dan? I don't know why.
$123.
Very impressive finishing, as you can see. Rob Cross only missing 3 darts at double. Razma's only had 3 darts at double, but he's hit them all.
81.
Yeah, proper stuff.
One.
It's worth remembering, this game did not start particularly well for Rob Cross. A 20 darter and a 16 darter. He was looking a little bit sluggish. His average now, a few legs later, is at nearly 100. He is back at the levels he's been producing all weekend. His tournament average is over 100. He is dangerous and he is consistently dangerous.
Just hasn't felt like 100 average. The finishing's been good. This time it's double 16.
67.
No dramas. Razma way back.
Cross has survived a match start to get here, of course. Richie Edhouse could have beaten him. Madars Razma raises his arms. It's only his third 180 of the weekend. He's done most of his scoring on the treble 19. Does it get him back in the leg? No, it doesn't. 6-3 Cross, shrug of the shoulders, dealt with.
10th leg, Madars to throw first. Game on.
Take that to the Ultras. First time I've seen Ultras, though, dressed as Pokemon.
I
my
think
only
you'll find
worry.
their minions, Glenn.
Oh, do you know, I was going to ask. I was going to turn the mics off and ask.
I'm no expert.
43.
Yeah, I'm still on Rainbow. I'm looking for Zippy and George, but it wasn't happening.
Oh, no bungling from Rob Cross here.
140.
Yeah, that's a minion.
You have to show me what a Pokemon looks like then.
Put you in touch with my mate Ricardo. There we go, Madars Razma back on his treble 19 tip. They still believe. That's a Pokemon. There you go.
100.
See, we're learning together, Glenn.
Education.
It's educational.
That's what it's all about.
Madars Razma is very quickly learning that Rob Cross is a very hard man to beat on the European Tour.
134.
It's a very good leg from Madars. He's down to a finish after 3 visits, but Cross may well be on a better one. He could be on 81. Or 121. Yeah, great dart.
140. Madars require 153.
So he's starting downstairs. However, the treble 19 is just not being his friend as much in this game. But the setup play is stunning.
Rob, you acquire
For the first time we can say,
121.
Rob Cross, this is for the match.
Treble 17 and bullseye. Ooh, not just yet.
57.
Madars hasn't missed a dart at double yet.
Madars, you've acquired
And in a game
32.
where he's felt like he's been second best all the way through. It is only 6-4, Rob Cross.
Madars Razma. 11th flag, Rob to third first. Game on.
Minions are going mental.
He doesn't have to get it done in this leg, but if he doesn't,
134.
it could get nervy. I mean, there's not really been any signs of nerves from Rob Cross all weekend.
You know, honestly, if I wasn't looking at the stats that are in front of us, I'd say it's been a solid performance. Not spectacular from Rob, but like I said, he's over the three figures now, averaging over 100, finding the treble very nicely. Looking now to see out this game.
100.
Once again, gold dust with his last dart.
That's proper stuff. Chucking the fact he's 60% on the doubles, that is difficult to beat. Credit to Madars Razma, who's somehow hanging around in this game by taking every single chance that he's had when he's had darts at double. It's his own fault that he didn't get darts at double for the first couple of legs of this match, kept missing big numbers.
140.
The 9 darts to leave 127 when you're seeing out the game. Once again, Cross ticking that box. Looking good for another mouth-watering final.
134.
Against the man of the moment, Luke Humphries.
Rob, you acquire 127.
Treble 17. No need to go for the bull. Sets it up.
95.
Match darts incoming for Rob Cross.
Well, it's been a brilliant week for Razma. Could he finish on a 171 here? His treble 19 has been blistering this week. Not to be. Cross.
133.
Surely 3 darts for the match.
Rob, you've acquired 32.
The world number 6. The 2-time European champion. For a spot in the final. Rob Cross has missed 3 for the match, and this might have life in it. The minions burst into life.
Rob Cross might have turned around because that little pocket of support for Madars were louder and louder as the doubles were missing and missing. Sticking to that double 18, but this time just has to move across the yoke a touch. Back to the centre for double 9.
45.
His first darts missed at double in this entire game. When you've been outscored so much, you have to take your chances. He couldn't take that one, and Cross has another opportunity to kill this game off, which he does. Rob Cross sees off Razma. It's another very, very solid display. Voltage, the world number 6, is in a European Tour final for the 10th time in his career, and for the 4th time he'll go up against Luke Humphries. He's lost 2, he's won 1. Can he level the score?